It was Nelson Mandela who said, "There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children." Here in Detroit, our black boys are in crisis, disproportionately affected by implicit bias, racism, and a lack of trauma-informed community support systems. This historical and integrational distress adversely impacts how black children and families live, creating unimaginable challenges and keeping them from reaching their full potential.
The early indicator for the prisoner pipeline has to do with the fact that early trauma and childhood trauma interplays that. Perhaps the trauma that they experience is because they're hungry. Their parents, they're working or underemployed, which causes them to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make the ends meet. Trauma is related to the fact that these kids honestly worry about where will I live and where will I sleep. Perhaps the trauma is related to the fact that they see violence and drugs in their neighborhood. Black boys are denied or not receiving appropriate health care. They don't receive the mental or behavioral health services that they need. Once they become an adult, those things don't go away. Now they have health issues related to obesity, diabetes, asthma, and other issues that prolong them in their life. These are all triggered because of the undiagnosed issues related to trauma. It's really vital that we do not miss an appropriate diagnosis for children.
Since 1929, the Children's Center has led the way in working with Detroit kids who have experienced trauma or are struggling with behavioral, emotional, educational, intellectual, and developmental challenges. TCC brings together community agencies, local schools, and families to provide best practice and evidence-based care, which guides diagnosis and treatment and helps families overcome their struggles.
It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. We really believe that when you heal children, you heal Detroit and you strengthen Michigan and our entire nation. Our goal is to make sure that children can be successful and be empowered to advocate for themselves throughout the community, throughout their school life and the home.
The Children's Center is a beacon of hope for kids and families in the city of Detroit. We do it from a holistic approach. We believe in working with the entire family. That in turn means we're working with that family where they are, whether it is in their home, in the community, or in school. Whether it is our psychiatrists, our psychologists, our clinicians, or our child welfare specialists. We believe in treating the whole entire family and the community. We treat families with dignity and respect. We also treat them from a non-judgmental basis. We believe in evidence-based practices. We believe in having some scientific facts about what works and how it helps them.
In an effort to better support positive psychological development and address the systems and structures that impact the lives of black boys in Detroit, the Children's Center has created Crisis to Connection, an imperative for our black boys.
We've assembled a group of stakeholders that include criminal justice, law enforcement, faith-based leaders, employment, housing, all of the resources that families might need to reduce the amount of trauma young black boys experience so they can begin their journey to become the fabulous black men they were born to be. This is not something that we want to study and put on a shelf. We want this to be something that these young boys can utilize in real life situations so they can realize a better quality of life.
My son Sebastian was diagnosed with autism when he was 3, and we've been coming to the Children's Center since he was 5. He did not start talking till he was 5. He sees a clinician here, and he also was enrolled in a social skills group. It wound up sparking like thought-provoking questions for him. I seen an immediate change, like within 3 weeks, he was starting to initiate conversation with me and starting to ask questions about his surroundings. The Children's Center, from the clinicians, from the support coordinators, the wonderful job, they are literally invested in our family.
It really helped me because it taught us how to communicate with each other and how to be assertive and be kind to one another. That's kind of the reason why it helped me a lot.
Davion developed a discipline problem and depression to which he wanted to harm himself. So we contacted the Children's Center to get him more help. After coming to the Children's Center, he became more open in communication and to express his feelings and to control his anger.
The Children's Center helped me by growing more accustomed to change. I feel like if you really sit down and talk with somebody for a good minute, that you'll start seeing different perspectives of yourself.
We realized that we can't do this work alone as just one organization. This is a community effort. It has to be. We're not satisfied with the generations of cradle to prison pipeline that boys have experienced, and we have to do something as a community to change that.
Every young person deserves to have the skills and preparation necessary to be productive citizens and make their mark on society. Find out why dedicated, passionate, accountable, and respectful care like this is so essential in helping children heal, grow, thrive, and empower their voices. Learn more about the Children's Center, helping children and families shape their own future. For more information on how to get involved or donate, go to thechildrencenter.com or call 313-831-5535.